the rows many times, and to gird up your loins was to pull the robe up and make your legs free down, from your knees down, make your legs free so you could run. So it's really a metaphor for running. Ready, ready. A metaphor for being ready, not running. But it literally is running, free your legs for running, or be ready. It's get up, get ready, your mind. Have a ready mind. What you think is so important. Don't let it be programmed with social media and all that stuff that young people listen. That really scares the daylights out of me. What it does to me, and what it does to our society, what it does to our group. It teaches us to be antisocial. It teaches us to say things we wouldn't dare say to somebody's face. It really takes away the principle of somebody has something against you, go to them face to face. Oh, I'll tell them out right here. It just really has all kinds of positive aspects, I guess, communication, but all kinds of negative possibilities for our society we're living in. How do you get your mind ready? What are you thinking? What are you thinking about? May I make this bold statement? Probably even a lot of believers, I hope not a majority, don't think about God maybe 5 minutes a day. That's just a loose guess. Maybe they'll give God their theology thought maybe a 30-minute time period during the day. Dr. Charles Smith, who died of cancer, he was one of my favorite professors at Grace, said to us seminarians, future theologians or theologians at the time, how many of you men, I remember him saying, have thought about have sat down and thought about John 3:16 for an hour? Just one verse. That classic verse, we quote it by memory. How many of you even thought about it? Much. A lot. Well, when you make a sermon, you do, I know. So what about all of us who know Christ? Is our mind ready for these things? Is our mind ready? That's your thinking. The Bible says, set your mind on things above, affection on things above, and hope to the end for the grace. This is what keeps us going. This is the motive for the grace that is to be brought unto you. This is the future at the revelation of Jesus Christ when Christ comes. So you say, well, and I'm preaching to me, and I teach Bible, I preach Bible, but how many think about when I'm going to be with Him? And is that my motive for doing a lot of things? Does it permeate my motive for how I'm living and what I'm doing today, what I'm going to do tomorrow? Really, we've come a long way. These people didn't have any heaven here. It wasn't even a token of heaven like you have, like I have here. No token of heaven, not even a reminder that this is a really nice place to live. So I guess naturally they would go to heaven. Get out of here. So maybe it wasn't hard for them to set their mind on when I will see Jesus, the unveiling of Christ, when I am with Him. That is the purest motive and the most basic motive for doing ministry in this church, for singing in this choir, for teaching in the Sunday school, for sitting in this pew and listening and taking notes or listening to the Bible, wanting to be edified, for me preaching, for you doing any service, for standing at the door and greeting everybody. The most basic motive is Jesus. Why I'm doing this is a person. The Thessalonican believers, how we've taught you, how the gospel taught you to not to serve idols, but to wait for His Son from heaven. To wait for His Son. What? Wait for His Son. When is He getting here? Wait for His Son. 1 Thessalonians 1:10. And to wait for His Son. The believers at Thessalonians, and I've preached this before, remember the classic passage, 1 Thessalonians 4:13 through 18, the rapture passage, that any minute they could be called up. Because, why they were upset? Some of their relatives had died, and Jesus had not come back yet. And Jesus said, I don't want you to grieve like those who have no hope. Listen, they'll be caught up before us, and we'll go together to meet Him. They were upset because Jesus hadn't come back yet. That was a long time ago, church. So when I stand up here and say, what, are you walking on your tiptoes, anxious for him to come back? Well, as a church, probably not. As a church, as a corporate body, maybe not. A lot of emphasis on now, me and now. So that's the future. So the purest motive. Listen, I want you to get ready. Boy, it's hard to say that, but you've been waiting for 2,000 years. Get ready. Can you imagine that? For the revelation of Jesus Christ. Make your mind ready. Think about it. You say, well, it wasn't. Well, yes, it was. It was really, remember, run the race. Remember Hebrews 12? Looking unto Jesus. Run the race with patience or endurance. It's really run the race with endurance. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. The architect, the one who's made our life, and the finisher of our faith. And this is one of my favorite passages. I quote it a lot. In fact, I put it down when I sign things to my students, assign a name or something. I'll put this reference. Since then, Jesus is risen. Seek those things which are above. By the way, that's a present tense. It's an imperative, which it means keep on. Don't stop seeking those things. Whatever comes in your life, whatever's discouraging, don't let it bitter you or stall you. Stall you, so that you're not continuing to do this. Whatever comes in your life that could pull you off the sidelines or make you trip, you keep seeking those things which are above. Set your heights higher. Why? Because Christ is seated on the right hand. Because he's there. Set your affection or mind on things above. And here it is, not on things of the earth. That's your future. That's your future. It's not when I retire, and I've talked to Alice I'll tell you, there's sometimes I would like to retire because I just want to go fish, go fish or just, and a lot of my friends now, and that tells you about my age, are what? Retired. Sam, my brother-in-law, is retired. And he really sticks it in there. He calls me sometimes, and I say, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm sitting here on the porch drinking some iced tea, and I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. I'll have to see. What are you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm doing this and that and that and that and that. What are you doing tomorrow? Well, I don't know. I might just go over here and do some shopping. I would, some things in me would like that. But you never retire from Christ, do you? You don't retire from him. You don't retire from the ministry. Always some kind of ministry. If you stop preaching, we'll do something. My uncle is 92 years old. I called him yesterday. I said, what you doing, Uncle B? He said, are you preaching tomorrow? Yes, sir, I'm preaching tomorrow. Jerusalem Baptist Church, right over here. 92 years old. The doctor said, don't preach anymore. What you going to do, Uncle B? I'm going to preach. Don't your heart will take it. 92, your heart doesn't matter when you're 92. Heart's not going to take a lot of things when you're 92. I'm sorry. Keep on going. Keep on preaching, Uncle B. Keep on preaching. He will. How about the present? Quickly, the present. Look at this. 14 through 16. As obedient children, how should I behave while I'm here? As obedient children. You ever meet any children where you say, come here a minute? It's hard for me to watch. Alice knows this. We have what's the inch on our TV screen, honey? 6,000-inch TV screen. Alice's sister, we have a small room where we have it too. Alice's sister came down from Ohio, and they sat in that couch, and there was that TV, and she looked like she was, what? His eyes about that big, That's a big TV. It's like, okay, you look at a TV like this. Okay, where is he? There he goes, over there. He's going over there. It's a big TV. You can get it pretty cheap right now. I watch black and white. Westerns on our big screen HD TV. Well, I like how it ends. I can guess it's going to end good. Because what happens in today's movies? Everybody dies. The good guys die and the bad guys live. And they laugh at the end. What kind of thing? You know what I don't like about today's movies? The kids talking back to their parents. I can't watch a sitcom. The kids talk, and sometimes in movies they cuss at their parents. I want to say to the TV, yeah, come here a minute. I'm old school. I know I'm old school. But as obedient children, Christians, that's how we behave before our God, our Father. As obedient, dear children, Paul says, dear children, dear, obedient, loving the parents, respecting the authority of a parent. You don't see that much, do you? You have kids talking back and really it's really, I don't want to use the word. I told you about the time we had a Christian minister come to our house with his kids that were just, I believe in demon possession. But it was really amazing. They just terrible. I've never seen kids like that. I always go back to that illustration. But because they were so bad. They were so bad. They almost tore up our house and everything, and our kids were going, what? Not like that, children of God. Not disrespectful to your Father. Not listening to Him. But obeying Him. Loving Him. Because He's what He's done for you, because you love Him. As obedient children, not fashioning, not going back to your old ways, your former ways. That was controlling you. How was that done? In ignorance. You were just ignorant about what was happening to you. You didn't know. You didn't believe the future about God. You were just ignorant about Him, about what in store for those who disobey Him. You were going about in your former lust as slaves, like Peter says in 2 Peter, talking about those false teachers that come and with their words they would entice you, and they do it for their lust. Their lust is what they're operating on. They want you as their merchandise so that they can feed their lusts and all kinds of things, the false teachers. But not you, believers. You don't live according to the former lust. It lets you down. It's not your friend. It's your enemy. So you've been called to be something else. You've been called. It's not holy in the sense that I go like this. You're holy. Ooh, I'm holy. But you've been separated. You're different, not because you're weird, and I'm not saying that. You wear weird clothes and stuff like that and hairstyles. I'm not saying that. I'm saying your life just separates you automatically from the world. You're so different. Not in order to be different just for your sake, but because you're living according to the one who is out of this world. You're future citizens of that kingdom is coming. You're acting different. This is not your home, and I keep preaching that, but it's really on my heart. You're not there. This world is not friendly to you. And these people knew it, but we have been duped into thinking it might be friendly to believers in America. No, the world really loves us, believers. If we're nice to them, they'll be nice to us. And you should be nice to them no matter what they do to you. I'm not saying that. Turn the other cheek. Yes, but it's hard, I know. But don't expect the world to like you because you love Jesus. In fact, we have all the opposite. Jesus said, you know the world hated you. What an opposite word. Because it hated me. Sounds different, doesn't it? You don't go out and try to be obstinate. Not your attempt. You just live this. They just don't like your lifestyle. You say, I don't believe that. I believe that you shouldn't take a baby in the womb. Oh, you are hate speech. Hate speech. Really. Just say what you believe. And you're hated. Just be what you are. You're the light. You know, people do not like darkness. Light, I mean. They love the darkness. They dislike the darkness. They love the darkness. Because their deeds are evil, John 1. the present life, your relationship. You have God's DNA in you. That's why you should fear God. It said, but if you call on the Father, who without respect of persons judges according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning in fear, in reverential awe, that He is there, that He's watching me. And when you fill your heart and mind with other things of now, you forget that He is even there. Your belief in the omniscience of God is kind of, I'm not sure I believe that. Oh, you don't have to say I don't believe that. Yes, a doctrinal statement, omniscience, God knows everything. How do you live? Like He knows nothing about me. Well, a little disconnect there, isn't it? I believe God knows everything that happens. He knows the hair on my head and everywhere I go and everything, every word I utter. How do you live? Like He doesn't know any of that. So you really don't believe that doctrine, huh? That's the way we live. I said we, a lot of believers, almost practical atheists. So God, if God is, I am to live in the light of He is there. He's my Father. And it doesn't respect person. And I will be judged according to my work. That is not my salvation. My salvation is based on my faith, but I'll be judged at the bema seat. I'll lose rewards. You say, well, that won't matter to me. Oh, yes, it will. You'll be a different state of mind. It's not your same mind if you think that won't matter to you. You're not in the right state of mind. When you die, what most important to you will be, did I please Him? It wasn't how big my house was, what kind of car I have. Here's my credit card. It's a gold one. No, did I please You? You say, I won't be that. Oh, yes, you will. Just wait and see. So live it here in fear. Sojourning here in fear. It's not fear of that I'm going to be damned. It's fear that it's a reverence. We're going to talk about worship tonight. A reverence of who you are, who called you, who you're serving. It's understanding how precious you